What is up, everybody? It is Seppo Pajo here, and we are at Turku Open.
It's recording, right?
I have a giveaway to announce. We got PRODIGY BP1, we got 8 discs, we got a water bottle, we got a towel, and it's going to one of you guys. All you need to do is subscribe to MDG Media's YouTube channel, like the video, and leave a comment down below. Thanks for tuning in and enjoy the videos.
Hello everybody, welcome back on MDG Media. This is moving day for the MPO Field at 2024 Turku Open presented by PRODIGY Disc. We are at the amazing Luolavuoren Disc Golf Park, specially designed by Seppo Pajo. Amazing venue to play some crazy disc golf. My name is Maxime Tanghe and with me Elias Luukkonen.
What's up, Max? What's up, viewers? Nice to be here for round 2 on this, as you mentioned, renewed layout for this year. We have never played this layout before, and you could see it on the scores. Not a single player went 10 under, which was kind of the hot round in the previous years.
Yeah, exactly. Some huge improvements on the course. Pretty looking this year. And first on the tee we'll have Mikael Häme representing Clash Discs. He just went tied first, second, let's say, in Heinela. So great performance from him, just trying to have the win this time.
And here's the only guy that was able to beat him there, Jakub, coming off. He's from the win, and he's also been playing very well this season. I feel like he's averaging 1030, 1040 in almost every event. Yeah,
very consistent, and now over 1030 rated, so pretty decent. Niklas Anttila will be third on the tee pad, representing Discmania Discs, back from the States. Let's see how it goes for him.
And Mauri Villmann, a player that had a really hot season last year, especially the start of the season. This year hasn't really won an event yet, but maybe this might be the one for him.
Yeah, and still solid. He's still 1026, so and nice to have him back on the lead card.
And moving on, hole number 1. You need to make a decision, although for a lot of the players you have to go short of this OB area. Keep your drive less than 110 meters. From there you're gonna have a 100-meter approach with OB right and OB long. Safest shot from there is probably a forehand, but we're gonna see a couple of backhand hyzers as well.
Yeah, some focus from our lead card.
5 o'clock on the moving day. Time to let the lead card loose here in Luolavuoren. First on the tee with the score of 9 under par from Lahti, sponsored by Clash Discs and Fribastore, Mikael Häme.
Let's go. Let's kick off. And the safe way is definitely the best way, as you were mentioning. No need to go crazy on this drive.
Yeah, I agree. It's, that's kind of the spot where you want to be. A little bit closer to the right side to make the approach a little bit shorter.
Of 9 under par from Zleby, Czech Republic, sponsored by Latitude 64, Jakub Semerád.
Let's go.
And you can really see what's the type of player that performs well on this course. As Jakub is right, he's going to be right side OB. That's a pretty big mistake on this hole number 1. It's a very wide fairway. But
okay, late release, some nerves maybe.
Yeah, for sure. But as I was saying, all of these 4 players, they're not maybe not the biggest distance throwers. They're more of like controlled players. Everybody with a very accurate backhand and a very workable forehand as well. This course really asks for a lot of different shots. But if you have that nice straight to stable backhand on check, you're going to play well.
From Vasalemma, Estonia, sponsored by PRODIGY Discs, Mauri Villmann.
Yeah, and the only PRODIGY sponsored player on the card. They must be happy to have him. And a good start, as you were mentioning. Right side is the best to make the second shot shorter. Perfect shot from Mauri. And let's see Jakub now. Yeah, he went out very early. And he's laying up. No risk needed.
Yeah, even from there trying to go short of the OB area. And this is Niklas. He's a little bit further left, so there's about 110 meters to go. Trying to get over the right side OB, and he's done it with a big skip. That's a tricky putt though with the wind. You know, the wind was not maybe quite as strong as in round 1 on this hole number 1, but there was still very present, you know, head, kind of left to right headwind.
And a good approach from Jakub, good recovery. Let's see if he's able to save a bogey. He made the approach wide, which is exactly the way to be close from the basket.
That one's a little bit long, maybe even challenging the long side OB line. And Mauri here going for the forehand as the only player on the card. And you can see the forehand playing so nicely into the hillside.
Yeah, good confidence, going straight at the basket, kind of, you know. No safe way.
And this hole 1 was playing as 4th most difficult hole on the course. I believe probably a lot of nerves on this first hole, as can't really chug that up to nerves as Niklas is very experienced, but kind of an unexpected miss from the edge of the circle.
Yeah, we are not expecting some miss on the dancing floor from Niklas. Sometimes it happens. Not too many worries. And a bogey to start for Jakub.
Also an interesting statistic from this hole. This hole was the most difficult hole for putting. Only 58% of the putts from C1 were made on this hole. Imagine that, that's such a low percentage.
That's the first hole, you know. It's just about maybe starting your round, not taking too many risks. On to hole 2.
Yeah, hole 2, another par 4, 200 meters, very similar distance. Completely different shape though. Off the tee you have to throw something straight with an overstable finish. You can go even for a high hyzer if you want to get more aggressive. There's OB both on the left and right side, so you need to check your landing zone. And if you're in the perfect spot, you have just an 80-meter straight shot to the green. So 2 pretty simple shots, but the OBs are very tight.
And that's exactly what you're looking for. Sweet spot for Mauri. It's slow. Good groundwork. Sometimes your disc can just stop. This thick grass.
Yeah, that's inside. Let's see if she finds the OB. It looks like yes. That's a pretty tough mistake to do, because from there you really don't have a chance to get to the basket on your second, or excuse me, on your third after the OB stroke.
Yeah, the line is very hard on that left side, and a perfect shot also for Jakub, who will find the sweet spot as Mauri did.
So let's see, usually the play from here is either a low or a high hyzer. He's going for the low one, just trying to get there, you know, in play, have like a 50-meter approach for bogey to get back-to-back bogeys on the first 2 holes. Really tough start for Mikael.
Low for Niklas. Tight angle, you think?
I think he had the low ceiling and had to still throw a bit of a hyzer flip. This is more of the ideal position, and really good looking shot from Jakub. He's gonna get a lot of strokes on the card with Mikael taking a bogey and Niklas taking at least a par.
Tough line for the forehand. Pretty surprised with the option he took. And your course designer checking the lead.
Yeah, huge shout out to not only Seppo but the whole event crew. Like, the course is looking amazing. I feel like everything has gone very smooth so far in the organization side of things.
You're right. Everything is perfectly run. It's a real pleasure for the players, for the media, for the spectators. It deserves the elite status, definitely.
For sure. As we saw both Mikael and Niklas actually having some work left to do. Niklas for the par and Mikael even for the bogey. And look at this, he's just inside the circle, correcting the mistake from hole 1.
Yeah, heavy chains, just a bit too much left. Yeah, sometimes it could just have stayed in the basket.
And Mauri missing as well. What are we seeing? I'm really surprised. You know, these are the top players in the tournament. And Jakub even from 5 meters.
Okay. Let's forget about this. No worries, let's go. On to hole 3. There is some nerves, a bit of pressure, there is a lot of people. They're used to it, but...
They're used to the people, but I'm sure all of these players, they're definitely not used to missing from in the circle. You know, for us as commentators, it's easy to say you have to just get over it, but if you're any one of these players, if you miss from well in the circle, I think you're almost shocked.
Yeah, it can get into your head, that's why. Yeah, it's not easy, but just trying to get over it, don't think too much. You know you can do it. Yeah, just go through. On to hole 3.
Yeah, hole 3, a good chance to get a bounce back from the last hole, 82 meters, the shortest hole on the course. Tricky part about this is it's an extremely low ceiling at about 60 meters, so you need to throw either a slight turning backhand or a low fading forehand just under that ceiling and hopefully skip your way into the circle.
It's a very late release for Jakub, it looked like. Catching some trees left side.
Really overstable disc. There's that right side OB line just inside the circle, but able to stay inside of that line. And Niklas, this is a good looking line, needs to stay straight though.
Yeah, short, 12 meters left. Another birdie opportunity for Niklas. Needs a skip. Yeah, left short also for Mikael.
I feel like that's a very common landing zone, you know, if you're trying to push that forehand very low, you can't really count on a big skip there as, you know, you're throwing that slow disc. Oftentimes people end up about 10 short.
And yeah, catching the koozie. Not the best putt from Niklas. And that's an aggressive line. Just over the basket. It's a bit of a struggle on the green. Until now, they need to find a groove.
Yeah, I think it's kind of as a viewer, as Mauri makes a good birdie, that's going to get some strokes on the card again. But in a way, as a player, as a viewer, it's almost relieving to see even these top players missing some strokes.
They are humans. That's nice to know. And Mauri with a good putt, good recovery, knowing the miss he had on the previous one. And Jakub going strong, dead center. Sometimes you could be a bit scared about the speed out with that kind of speed from short range. But that's a par. And let's go. Teemu Lampainen on top with Matias Villotta, the Estonian. Pretty hot scores. Bogdan Bilek also.
Some of my favorite discs in my bag are the A-Series discs. They're the ones I lean on to get close to the basket, and each of them have a consistent grip. So as you cycle through the series, you won't have to change the way that you hold the disc. These are torque-resistant discs that are more stable than the PA Series, provide a consistent fade at the end of the flight. The best way to find your flight is to get out and use these discs yourself.
So we are back and we don't see our leaders on top of the board for the moment. Needs to wake up, let's say.
They have a lot of time to pick up the pace. Hole number 4, one of the trickiest holes on the course. Very long uphill 228 meter par 4 with the OB all the way on the right and the left side. Off the tee you want to throw your pushing hyzer pretty much as far as you can. Hope that you're not behind the one bush in the middle of the fairway. You can kind of pick the left or the right side of it. And then from there you can either do forehand, hyzer, backhand turnover, or backhand hyzer, depending where you are on the fairway. For example, Mauri is going to be more on the left side. Think if he wants to reach the green from there, he has to go with either a backhand turnover or a huge forehand.
Exactly. The more left, the more low you are compared to the basket, and that's, yeah, left short for Jakub. Pretty much impossible to go to the basket from there.
That's a decent line from Niklas. Pretty good distance as well, but even from there it's gonna be 120 meters and uphill. I feel like this is one of the rare holes on the course where you have a huge advantage if you're throwing far.
Yeah, exactly. You're definitely right. The more distance you can gain on the first shot, the more chances you have to be able to reach the basket. Is it in danger? And that's OB. Jakub in trouble.
Yeah, going over to the right side of the fence, where the crowd is, that's considered OB on this hole. You can see Mikael playing it well over the fence and fading left. And let's see if Mauri can reach this with a forehand. It's a very far forehand from here, about 115 meters and uphill. I think it's gonna be, a little bit short there. I think the forehand is more of a safe play from there.
Exactly, considering the slope also from right to left. And he's going for the same kind of line we saw James using yesterday. And that's a good looking shot again. He'll be around C2, another birdie opportunity. Yeah, it's only the fourth hole. 15 left, no worries. Just waiting for the group to heat up.
Yeah, and you know they will, that's the thing about these best players is that even when they have a bad start, it's not like their round is over. For the lower rated players in the field, having a bad start is kind of detrimental a lot of the times. These guys, they know that they can play well. And let's see, we're going to have a chance for Niklas to take a lot of strokes, especially on the field. But that's just another missed putt from just outside the circle. That's the range that he's so good at.
I don't know, man. No explanation. He will find it. Good cleanup for Jakub. And yeah, he's taking another bogey. Not the cleanest start. We only have green boxes on Mauri's scorecard. A lot of struggles. Mikael, a bogey, a double. 3 over through 4. Tough start for the entire card.
And as we saw in the score check, the field is utilizing that chance. There's already multiple players that have taken over the first position. And our players need to start birdieing soon. They have a good chance on hole number 5 though, 101 meters. A tight wooded hole, not very far as the distance, but playing quite far with a very low ceiling, and most players are going for this sort of a low pushing hyzer with a relatively stable driver, either a fairway or a distance driver. But a lot of the times that shot ends up a little bit short, leaving them with that, 10 meters or C2 range.
Yeah, and slightly uphill also, all along the way, and that's a great drive. 5 meters. We were talking about the fact that a lot of players are, finishing their line C2, bit short. It's really hard to get to the basket, but a good shot from Niklas also.
I think a part of it is that this hole doesn't really offer a lot of skips. Like when your hyzer lands there to the green, as you can see, even Mikael going with a pretty steep hyzer, only getting a couple of meters of skip there.
Yeah, and they are struggling since the start, but this is really nice. Having the entire card, putting for birdie on this hole 5 is pretty good, pretty decent. Starting to heat up. this one was definitely better than the rest. Yeah, front cage, a bit short, braid line. And the first birdie for Mikael, taking a stroke back. +2 now, 7 down overall.
Mauri here. I was almost saying just a cleanup with the way that his spin putt usually works in the wind, but that's a very high release.
Second time. He took the bend on hole 2 also. What?
Niklas from 4.5 meters. I can't even recall the last time I saw him miss from that close. He has now missed 6 putts in 5 holes. Man, just imagine the scorecard. If he had made all of those, he would be 4 under right now.
So hard. Okay, hole 6. Let's move forward.
Yeah, another very good birdie chance, especially with our high-rated players. It's pretty much an open downhill 123-meter hole, although it's playing as an island. The island is very big on the left side and short, quite small on the right. It's actually, I believe, inside the circle where the OB line is on the right. A lot of players are going for a huge hyzer here. There's a right to left wind, so you have to play your right-hand backhand hyzer very wide. It's all about just, you know, approximating how far you have to put it to the right of the basket.
I'm not sure how the wind was on this hole yesterday. It's usually a right to left, and then fortunate, OB wide release for Mikael, unable to get back on the fairway.
And Jakub going left OB. I think they're really struggling with gauging the wind. And Mauri hitting the first tree on the left on the forehand. Is he gonna be safe?
Yes, he is.
Wow, that's a huge break for him. He's gonna likely be taking a par when those 2 players before him are going to the drop zone and have guaranteed at least bogeys on the scorecard.
Okay, good shot from Niklas. And yeah, that drop zone is not easy, 50-60 meters, slightly downhill. Need to control the pace on your disc. It's definitely not a gift. We've seen easier drop zones on tour. That's a great shot, great upshot from Jakub. Going for the easy bogey. Mikael left with some work.
And I think Mauri is going to be very pleased with that par after hitting the first tree on the left side on the forehand.
Yeah, I can't do anything else than agree. So weird to catch this first tree on the left side. Oh, and that's a nice save from Mikael. Back to +3, unfortunately, but a good putt, good for the confidence on the green.
Yeah, Mikael, usually a very consistent putter, and that's a good putt from Niklas, finally getting one from the circle.
Let's go. Back to 7 down, tied 13 right now. First birdie of the round. Let's find that pace he knows so well. Back to +2 for Jakub. So many mistakes for the card, man.
Yeah, if we didn't know, we might think that this is not the lead card. Might as well be the 10th card or something.
Yeah. Yeah, as you can see, the only one of our lead card player in the top 10 is Mauri Villmann for the moment. Hard start, and the rest of the field is scoring, so they need to get back and find the groove.
Yeah, luckily for our lead card, we are on the stretch that you can really score on this course. Hole number 7, pretty long par 4, 210 meters, but very scoreable, very birdieable. Oftentimes a roller tee shot or a big forehand if you have that. You need to stay right off the gallery line on the left. Didn't see where Niklas ended up. Probably not quite to the sweet spot.
Yeah, it looked early. Not sure where he landed. Yeah, short. Bit too much inside. For Mauri, let's see if he has the angle.
Yeah, same thing there. I think a lot of these forehands, you know, you need a lot of distance on the forehand to get all the way to the sweet spot. I think Jakub is close. He might still be a little bit short. You need about 125, I'd say, off the tee to get to the perfect sweet spot. And as you can see, Mikael here scrambling, having to go through a tight gap to get to the basket, and that's just not the case. Jakub, though, he got enough distance and he was straight enough where he can throw this flex shot, I believe going with a harp.
Oh, and stopped by that bush. Looked pretty decent.
Niklas, what a beautiful approach. Looks like he's going to be able to go back-to-back birdies after that rough start. And Mauri, this needs to slow down. There's OB long right. I think he's going to be inbounds though. Yeah, it's definitely a hole that you would like to birdie, especially for these lead card guys. You know, it's pretty simple 2 shots if you can execute, especially if you can execute the drive. But Mikael here, this is going to be for par.
Almost for Mikael. Yes, sir. Outside the circle, I'd say. 11-12 meters. Great putt from Mauri. 3rd birdie of the round. Yeah, unfortunate for Jakub catching the band. Aggressive line, not the baddest putt. And a good bird for Niklas, back to even on the round. Let's go, man. We start to see some birdies. That's nice.
A lot of separation on the card already, you know, 5 strokes between Mikael and Mauri. As we're moving on to, I think, the easiest hole on the course. It's just the most standard forehand shape you can throw. You can throw either a overstable mid-range or you can throw an overstable fairway. Just put it through the gap and let it fall to the right. Only thing that's slightly tricky about this hole is that you have a gap that you have to hit and you have that elevated basket. But the forehand, it just funnels down there so nicely.
Inside, and he will be C2. He will have an opportunity for the birdie from there. Good looking shot from Mauri. C1 hit for 4th birdie on the card.
And that's inside.
Yeah, early release for Jakub.
Surprising to see both Niklas and Jakub, who, to be fair, they are not particularly known for being forehand players, but both of them have a very workable forehand.
Yeah, they definitely know how to use it. And yeah, Mikael, C1 hit also, joining Mauri in the green. Yeah, nothing crazy on Jakub's side. Let's see if Niklas is able to make something happen from circle 2.
Very aggressive run, and he's gonna have a long comebacker. I think that bounced to about 9 meters.
Yeah, he's just circle's edge. Oh, okay. So it will be a bogey. Not the best reaction on the bend, actually, for Niklas. And another birdie for Mauri, finding the groove, his pace. 11 down now. 3 strokes on Niklas, even 4 with the bogey he's gonna have on hole 8. That's tough, man. Just when we think Niklas is back, he takes that bogey.
Yeah, that's really tough, especially on this hole, as, you know, as I mentioned, it's the easiest hole on the course, and 56% of the field is birdieing that. So to lose 2 strokes to 56% of the field, that's a huge mistake. As we're moving on to another very birdieable hole, all of these players need to get this birdie to not lose strokes. Only 157 meters, a par 4. Most likely either a roller or a slight backhand turnover off the tee. If you get through the gap, you're gonna have a very simple, about 50 to 60 meter approach to the green.
Yeah, just need to hit your line on this first shot. Even this, this is short, but he will have an open look to the basket, nothing danger. Just those garden trees around the pin. And that's a common mistake, too high, left short on the right side.
Yeah, from there I think it's going to be really difficult to get to the green. He has to either go over the trees with a big anhyzer or forehand, or have to throw some very tight, turnover forehand hyzer. That's the perfect shot from Jakub. He's going to have such an easy approach from there.
Yeah, sweet spot hit for Jakub. Good for him. Good recovery. And yeah, kind of early, out of the hand for Niklas, catching the branches on the left side. And as you can see, tight angle, almost impossible to reach the basket from where Mikael landed.
Yeah, on the other hand, Niklas on the left side of the fairway has a much better angle, even with a straight shot, but that is not really up to standard for his throwing abilities. He's going to be once again at that circle's edge range that he hasn't really made a putt from yet.
Yeah, and that's a good tester before entering the back nine. Would be really nice for him to take this one. Yeah, not the best approach from Jakub. His circle one? Not sure.
Yeah, I think on the edge of the OB line, that OB line is about 8 meters. And Mikael there, good cleanup for the par. Not going to be happy with it though. Let's see, we're going to have a couple of tricky putts here. Jakub actually looks like the tree wasn't in his way, so just a good 9-meter putt, but he's going to finish the front nine at +1.
Yeah, but good putt to end the front nine up. Oh, and deserved better for Niklas, catching left side of the chains. And we have Mauri 4 down now, 12 down overall. He's far ahead, man, like 5 strokes on Jakub, 5 strokes on Niklas, my bad, 4 on Jakub.
I think, honestly, Mauri, of course he's probably not thinking about scores, but if he was, he should be more worried about the rest of the field. As you can see here, Oiva Päivänsalon, 16-year-old player, tied with Mauri right now, and nobody from our card is really even close.
Yeah, and you can see it's a really stacked field for the moment. A lot of players in contention to be even in the lead card tomorrow. Let's see how the back nine is going to happen for the lead card. And what else, man? Hopefully everything is going to be okay for Niklas, Jakub. They need to heat up. Thanks for commenting with me on the front nine. Thanks for watching, guys. And we'll see you on the back nine.